got the recipe, never gonna let any op get the best of me. Thought it was distance, but haters is next to me. Talk to the spirit, you know I've been heavenly. Company definitely show your trajectory. This ain't a diss cause I say it respectfully. It's time to eat up, bread like a speeder. Taking it deeper and that's how it better be. I never let the comparison get to me. I just remember the promises meant for me. I know the enemy and that he sent for me. I keep the blood of the lemons, my centerpiece. I cannot trust in no crystals or energy. Look at the chemistry, it do not even mix chemically. Most of the tricks, they be gimmicks, they mimic the truth. It's poison and we got the remedy. There is a bomb, apply it. The fire can stand to the tallest of giants. The tyrant and all the suppliers are scheming and lying. They selling his dreams and we buying it. Show me the chicken, I'm frying it. Show me the dough and I'm prying it. Ain't never lacking it, so what I'm packing, he taking it, he magnifying it.
They say you ain't bout it. Tell them that you finna make it, but they doubt it. But God did it. But you rose like the flower.
A pair of unlikely district champions meet tonight in Hamler with a chance to move on into the Division 6 Elite 8 as Colonel Crawford gets set to take on Evergreen in the Regional Semifinals, and you can catch all the action right here live and free. We've got your pregame coverage and first pitch on the way from Patrick Henry High School, streaming on Facebook, on OH.REPORT, WBCO-WQEL, Crawford County Now, and YouTube Channel 1, and it's all on the way. Next.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
This is our in-body machine, so you're gonna see what you're made of, how much muscle you have, how much fat you have, what type of fat, where is the muscle, where is the fat, and then also super important, how much water do you have and where is the water? Is it inside of your cell or outside of your cell? So the in-body is a super quick process. You get all of this information in about 5 minutes. You just stand on the scale, you hold on to some handles, it sends electrical impulses through your body, nothing you feel, and this prints out immediately. So you'll leave with a piece of paper with all of your results on it, and it will also send it to your phone. We also spend a couple minutes helping you interpret your results so that you can learn what they mean. So you'll leave with a lot of information. It only costs $40. You can get online and sign up for an appointment, or you can call in and make an appointment today.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with a kick return touchdown.
Your pregame coverage provided by Burkhart Farm Center, where it is farmers serving farmers, and we are about to serve you up a Sweet 16 matchup between Colonel Crawford and Evergreen in just a few short minutes. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Hamler, Ohio. I am Brian Skowronski, joined by the great Dan Messerschmidt, and I think not the matchup that most people expected, Dan, when you look at the Eagles, the number 4 seed in their district, the Vikings, the 3 seed, but here we are, each of them just one win away from an Elite 8 appearance.
Absolutely, and you look at Colonel Crawford's run in particular, they were the underdogs most of the time, and they were able to come out on top.
First, tell you about the season so far up to this point for the Evergreen Vikings, who won a share of their league title. They stumbled a bit down the home stretch of the regular season, but they've been exceptional so far during their postseason run. Back-to-back shutouts that beat the number 1 seed in Gibsonburg in the district final. And momentum, it's kind of a crazy thing, Dan. We see it in high school sports all the time, but this team right now, they're on a heater.
Absolutely, and you can really say that about both teams, so something has to give today, obviously, but it should be a good game, I think.
Both teams lined up out here on the infield. And as we're just about a couple minutes away from the first pitch, we'll first honor America with the playing of our national anthem. All right, let's continue our pregame coverage here, presented by Burkhart Farm Center, and tell you about Colton Robertson, the dynamic multi-sport stud. First-team all-league performer for Evergreen this year. Scored 24 runs, delivered 15 RBI to go along with all the numbers on your screen. Dan, this is a kid that you definitely, you just want him on your squad. He's a lefty, he's a senior, and a .458 average, pretty ridiculous for this time of year.
Generally, the center fielder is a great athlete on a good team. And obviously, in this case, that's true of Colton Robertson.
There he is, getting in a couple of pregame cuts before we go head-to-head here with the Eagles. And speaking of Colonel Crawford, finishing 5th in the Northern 10, just 6-8 record within the league. A really young roster, too. Caden Bruner, the only senior on the squad. And like Dan mentioned, they had to upset the number 2 and the number 3 seeds to win their district pretty convincingly, though. So this is the team. They're hot, too, and just seems like they're playing with house money.
Yes. Once they got by that first game in the district, I think they felt no pressure, really. They weren't supposed to be there, and, hey, just go out and play and see what happens.
That's what they've done to get here to the regional round, and I mentioned the young roster. We're going to spotlight a sophomore who was the winning pitcher in the district championship, second on the team with 30 hits, drove in 14 runs as well, and just a really solid arm for them. Almost 20 innings pitched on the season for him, Dan, and an ERA under 2, so if they need him, might be able to come in out of the bullpen and provide a couple of innings.
Oh, absolutely. He pitched a tremendous game against Western Reserve in the district final, and, it was a little surprising to me because obviously Van Wintersteller, who's starting today, is their number 1. But, wow, Parker Weithman's a great number 2.
There is Parker coming in for the last huddle on the mound before we get underway. Winterstellar getting the start today. Take a look at some of his numbers so far on the season. 5-5 overall record, an ERA right around 2.5, giving up 46 hits, struck out 66 batters, and walked 33. As this is the first pitch, showcasing a bunt, but pulling it back here is Robertson, and we are underway.
Imagine that, Evergreen wearing their dark green jerseys today.
Third base side, and that'll float foul. Both of these teams have been super sharp defensively so far during their tournament journeys. Third pitch from Winterstellar right over the heart of the plate. Deep drive, but taken on the fly out in left field.
The first baseman, Lane.
So Joe Zizzo with the out, and that's one down.
I believe Joe Zizzo's the kicker for Colonel Crawford in the football season.
So all the way around, each of these teams, when you're coming from the small schools, the Division Sixes, you're going to have a lot of multi-sport stars. There's one right there in left field. Coming up with the out, and the breaking ball here for strike one to start off Vance Lane. Second pitch, it's a liner over to third, and the throw's in time. We'll run back the replay, show you guys exactly how it went down. The Eagles 2 up, 2 down here to start off the action.
That was a good scoop. The throw was in the dirt, but first baseman was able to scoop it. Nate McCartney, he was able to scoop it and save the out.
One called a ball, a little outside of the zone. Winterstellar working quickly. Kicks, deals, breaking ball outside.
Hazy overcast today, but warm and otherwise a beautiful day for baseball.
Yeah, I'm told parts of Canada burning down right now, Dan, and it's kind of affecting us out here in Ohio.
Yep.
So 2-1 count. So we finally do get some sunshine, and then, of course, our brothers up north, they got to put a little spit on our parade down here as this caroms way deep foul.
Bryce Bolger following that back. Shortstop.
2-2 count here to Bolger. Winterstellar misses with that one as well. Full count.
A little outside. We're not very familiar with the Northwest Ohio Athletic League. Not many teams played over our direction.
Take your pace.
Ball 4 outside.
So Bolger heads over to first. Chris Schrader hitting in the cleanup spot today. Get his first look at Winterstellar off of the bump. Trying to take off for second base. Great throw, the tag in time.
Yes.
So the Eagles get out of the frame on a gorgeous throw from behind the plate by Deegan Moore. Check this out. Right on target. Fantastic set down on top by Parker Weithman as well. And the Eagles get out unscathed. Set them up for my keys to victory today, Dan. Presented by our friends over at Burkhart Farm Center. Just feel like for this team to get the job done today, get a quality start, make sure that you get 5 or so good innings out of Winterstellar, and then just match the momentum. Anytime Evergreen comes up, get a run, maybe even a couple, you got to make sure that you're bouncing back right away. That way you don't allow them to keep the momentum here today.
Yes, that is so important. Response runs. You're going to probably give up runs. Likely not at this level, not too many shutouts, although the first game was a shutout, obviously. But it does happen. But in 2 evenly matched teams, probably going to be some scoring, so you just got to respond to that scoring.
See if the Eagles are able to do that and indeed get a victory. On the other side for the Vikings, limit those base runners, and especially with no outs. It's always tough for a pitcher in this game to be worried about guys out on first base, second base. It just takes your mind off of doing your job. And then no crooked numbers for the Eagles. If you can limit them to maybe just like one run, even if they get multiple innings where they score, Dan, as long as they don't just avalanche on top of you with a 3 or 4 spot, I think we could see Evergreen moving on to the regional final.
And you talk about base running being important early in the innings. Colonel Crawford will run a little bit. Deegan Moore, I believe, was second in the N10 in stolen bases. So they're not afraid to run. So, as you say, limit those opportunities.
Starting pitcher on the opposite side of the Eagles today, there he is, Nolan Hudick, hitting out of the number 9 spot, 5-3 record. He's gone 44 innings strong. A lot of strikeouts, doesn't walk very many. So part of this about 5 deep pitching staff for Evergreen, but he gets the nod here this afternoon.
That's a luxury, having five solid pitchers on a staff.
Leading things off for the Eagles, it'll be Weithman. Showed you those numbers and what he's been able to do so far as a sophomore this year. One of the leaders for Colonel Crawford in quite a number of statistical categories. First pitch down near the dirt, ball 1.
And Weithman just a sophomore, so still a big future for him at Colonel Crawford in a number of sports.
This one ripped right back up the middle. That'll go down for a base hit, a single for Parker Weithman.
Just got over the pitcher's glove, Hudick, and out into center field.
Sharp piece of hitting, weighted back on it. And the breaking ball had no chance. Take another look on our Maumee Bay Turf Danny's Cafe replay.
Yep.
Just hung a little bit over the middle of the plate.
And if you don't set those breaking pitches up, it speeds up the batter's bat, and it can cause problems. Deegan Moore, the catcher.
Taking a look at a first pitch ball. Weithman takes his lead off of first.
I think he was fooled on that pitch. That was a weak swing.
Yeah, not a confident cut right here from Deegan. Just 1-1. None down. And lays off that one. Outside portion of the plate for strike 2. Big spot here for Hudick. Try to get a quick out, not allow the Eagles to get some momentum flowing in their favor early. Can't get him to chase upstairs.
Count goes to 2-2.
A little bit low in the zone, full count.
It was a tough one to take. That was at the knees, maybe just off the plate. Big outfield here too, so a lot of room to hit the ball out there.
353 at the deep portion. About 305 to right, and there's our first strikeout of the game. And you see Deegan Moore a little upset with himself. One down.
I think he chased ball 4 there.
Yeah, that's definitely up in the zone.
Yeah, that was at least shoulder high, and he took a whack at it.
The other starter, Winter Stellar, trots in here. Weithman takes off. The ball beat him there. Throw off target.
Went past the second
Winter Stellar.
Second baseman or shortstop who was covering the base. No, I guess it was the second baseman. Second baseman covering, and it just slid under his glove.
Winter Stellar ahead here, 1-0. Batting .353 for the season. Pop fly fading right side of the park. Long run. And a little behind it, unable to catch up there was Vance Lane. So the Eagles catch a little bit of a break as the AB continues. And Lane maybe used up about 1% of his energy on that long run. 1-1 count. A train coming in behind us, if you're wondering what that noise is here at the park. Slaps that one straight back, so pretty good timing. Does allow Hudik to get ahead, 1-2. Big lead off a second for Weithman. Nobody holding him on as this one's taken outside.
Evens the count, 2-2.
Again, Schrader not holding on at second. Weithman a sizable lead, and again up in the zone, and this is flared back.
Wintersteller is somewhat of an anomaly. I don't think he plays other sports. I know he doesn't play basketball, and I'm not sure he plays football. I think baseball is his main deal.
Two starting pitchers going at it right here. Good battle going.
Tried the pickoff, and it bounced in.
Yeah, I thought maybe this hit Parker in the arm.
Yeah, it did. He's holding it a little bit. I think he's exaggerating, but he's holding on to that right elbow.
2-2 pitch down the middle. Clock, Schrader takes it, and the throw over to first in time. 2 down, but they do advance the runner over to third.
First baseman, Nate McCourtney.
They'll take that trade off a base for an out. Now 2 down.
So the Eagles, a runner in scoring position. And they've got Nate McCourtney on his way up. McCartney starting at first tonight. Looks at first pitch ball. McCartney on the season a .286 average. He slugs .338. This could be a big moment to try to put the Eagles on the board first, and he's ahead. Hitters count 2-0. Another pitch out of the zone.
This one will probably have to be nearly perfect for him to take a cut at it.
Accepting all the way. First pitch strike here for Hudik in this at-bat. Hasn't walked many on the season, as we showed you. Only 14 base on balls this year in 44 innings pitched. And now he's got a full count. Nolan sends payoff pitch. Same result.
That one did stay in the field of play.
Again, fouled straight back.
That's into a farm field over there, I think.
McCartney getting the timing down here. See what pitch Nolan goes to here. It'll be a fastball. A lot of air underneath this one in right field. The catch is made by John Herdman. That is out number 3. We've got one in the books, still scoreless. We'll see Evergreen up to bat when we come back.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
Chris Schrader will start off the second inning here against Winterstellar. 3 up, 3 down. Quality first for he and the Eagles. Able to get the throw out at second base to end the first frame.
Schrader was at the plate when the out was made, so he's back up to lead off.
So really a little bit of an advantage here for Schrader. Second chance he's had a chance to see Winterstellar. That one bends in there for a called strike.
Umpire with a little bit of a delayed strike call. I'm sure he's verbalizing it, but he doesn't. We can't hear that.
This one dropping out of the zone. Nice play made by Moore coming out of his stance. 2-2 pitch. Reaching for it and catching a piece that time of Schrader. He'll head back to the box. Another misfire.
Works the count full.
Struck him out. Big pitch from Winterstellar.
Fastball. Challenged him. Got the strikeout.
First K of the afternoon for that young man. And a nasty pitch right there. Reared back. Gassed it up. Set Schrader down. Setting up Blake Boucher on the way, the designated hitter.
I think they're pronouncing that Booker. But we were deciding how it was pronounced. The PA guy said Booker, so I guess we have to go with that, right?
Well, if you're out there watching live and free tonight, and you know for sure, drop me a pronunciation on any of these kids. My first time seeing Evergreen this season, as Weithman dials it up over to first. 2 up, 2 down here for Evergreen in the second.
Third baseman, Troy Mayans.
It's a nice play coming up, making the throw by the sophomore. Troy Mayans now starting third baseman tonight. He looks at ball one. One goes through the 5-hole there of Deegan Moore.
Fortunately, no base runners. One of the toughest things for a catcher is to block that pitch that's in the dirt, and they can go anywhere.
Just a fastball, took a little juice off of that one. Keep the at bat going. Man's hitting out of the number 6 spot tonight. Sees 5 pitches, 4 of them balls. He heads over to first.
2-out walk.
Second base on balls allowed here tonight by Winterstellar. So Van will now take on John Herdman. Herdman swinging at the first pitch, and that one cuts foul. Herdman on the season with a .308 batting average. 20 hits, all of them singles.
Unusual.
Leaves this one up in the attic. Nice breaking ball right there. Van takes a peek over at first. Mans with a big lead as this is fouled off.
That might have gone off the chest protector of Deegan Moore. He thought it went over his head and it popped back out in front of the plate.
1-2 pitch. Coming up, Winter Stellar. Oh, it took a sharp hop.
It really took a bad hop, indeed, yes.
Tough play for Weithman.
He never had a chance. It bounced over his shoulder. It took a real high hop and went up over his right shoulder.
So that'll put 2 men on here with 2 down. Let's take one more look.
Austin Burkhart.
It's just kind of a wild hop.
Yep. I'm going to guess that they will count that as a hit.
So a walk and a single consecutively here for the Evergreen offense.
Yes, and they did put that up as a hit on the board.
This is Austin Burkhart. Taking a look at a first pitch ball as the head umpire.
That's 21 singles now for Troy Mans.
Yeah, and counting, right?
Yes.
You know, some guys just like to be single.
That's it.
Out there playing the field now. Keeping an eye on Mans at second base.
All right, I beg your pardon. Herdman was the one with 20 singles. Mans is the runner at second.
Now a 1-1 count here on Austin Burkhart. Burkhart fouls that one off. He's got a 324 OBP on the season. Vikings would love for him to increase that number right here. Base hit might score a run as that one dives off the plate for ball 2. Two is wild as this one's ripped. Weithman backhanded it. What a stab to throw in time over to the first. Eagles get out of the jam. Let's show this to you one more time. Just an awesome play by our player Spotlight. Goes down to a knee. The throw over to McCartney. And that is how the inning will end. Eagles with bats in hand when we bring it back here in Hamler.
And with that, the 2023 season comes to an end. Good night.
Back here at Gerald Parrott Fields on the beautiful campus of Patrick Henry High School. We are in Northwest Ohio Athletic League country in Evergreen. Part of this conference, so get a chance to play here at least once per season. And here they are in the regional, trying to knock off Colonel Crawford. Locked up in a scoreless ball game with 1.5 in the books. I am Brian Skowronski, Dan Messerschmidt with me on the call tonight. Special collab with WQEL, BCO, Crawford County now. And we do have a final score coming in from the state semifinals. Monroeville, a 4-2 winner over Mohawk and Akron.
Yeah, not surprising. Monroeville was there last year. Mohawk's a traditional power as well. So, good game, but Monroeville moves on.
You can watch that full broadcast coming up on the OH Report, probably in about 30 minutes or so. As we see this first pitch strike into Joe Zizzo, starting off the second. High and outside with the second pitch. Nolan Hudick, now 45 innings of work so far on the season. It's allowed a couple of base runners so far. Parker Weithman had a single. Here he is, 1-2 count, looking to set down the left fielder. Reaching for to Zizzo, and the at-bat remains alive. Way up in the zone. Now 2-2 count. Bottom 2 on Zizzo. Joe on the season, .299 average. Strikes out here 26 times. He's been set down via the K.
Another one that took a swing at a pitch I would say was out of the strike zone.
Grady Riggle.
Second strikeout recorded by Hudick tonight.
Easy for us to sit here and criticize. We're not in the batter's box. 2 strikes, you don't want to get called out.
Baseball guys tell me all the time, softball players too, it's just tough to lay off that high cheese.
You can see it really well. You just can't get on top of it. Even in the major leagues, it's the same situation.
Grady Riggle's first at bat. Batting .329. Gets on base right around 42% of the time. But he'll have to do it out of an 0-2 hole here.
That foul ball was carried by the wind a little bit and into the stands. The Evergreen fans had to dodge around that a little bit. No one injured. So
a lot of bleachers here.
Yes.
At Patrick Henry. Really sweet small town ballpark is this one. Over the third baseman's head, second base hit tonight for the Colonel Crawford Eagles as Riggle is aboard.
Hudick gave him just a little bit too good a pitch with 2 strikes.
Metzger.
Tried to go right at him.
Riggle makes him pay. Gets on board to set up Evan Metzger. Now with a runner on first. Takes ball 1. Metzger on the season, just a 180 average. Does have 3 extra base hits.
Way down the right field line, foul, out of play.
Hudick from the stretch upstairs. Nolan takes a peek over at Grady. And just barely getting a piece of this one. So it's fouled back now, a 2-2 count for Grady Riggle. Excuse me, Evan Metzger. Here's the pitch. Metzger waiting on it. And right off of the lid. Keep this at bat going. 6th pitch coming up from the right hand of Hudick. Short stretch inside. Just missed. Or did he?
Nope.
Excuse me.
Again, delayed call by the umpire.
Delayed.
He's, yeah. I think, like I said, I think he's verbalizing because the batter turns around
Gabe Stratton
and walks away, but we don't hear anything, or not enough.
3rd strikeout for Hudick, 2nd here in the frame. And now it's up to the number 8 hitter, Gabe Stratton. Gives this one a lick. Right field side. Play is made. Long run for Herdman, but he's able to track it down. So we've got 2 in the books, no score. And Evergreen with their 9 hitter on the way. That'll be Hudick. He'll lead off the frame when we come back.
give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
We welcome you back to Hamler, Ohio here on a nice, cool afternoon. Temperatures in the 70s. Colonel Crawford and Evergreen. I think you could say a couple unlikely trips here into the regional rounds. Pair of district champions. Had to come up with some upsets and not a good play here at third base. That'll be an error on Grady Riggle, and that allows Hudick to head over into first.
He just never could get a handle on that.
Colton Robertson.
He had couple chances at it.
Yeah, he picked it up, dropped it, picked it up, dropped it. Yeah, just couldn't hold on.
So it's an E5 here to start off the third. And that one tails just foul. Really close by the leadoff hitter, Colton Robertson.
Our spotlight player for today from Evergreen.
Almost extra bases. Instead, just an 0-1 count. But he does have a man aboard. Robertson takes this one out of the zone, 1-1.
Yeah, the plate umpire, he does not verbalize loudly. He steps back and calls the strike.
Hudick takes off, throw a little behind. So a captured bag out there to second base. And Hudick trying to help his own cause here out in the field. Not a bad throw. Just came in a little late. 2-1 the count. Robertson out in front of this one. That'll even us up at 2-2. Off speed outside. The count is full. Now Van gets him to chop it, first base. That'll advance the runner, the throw down behind. But they do get the number one hitter, Colton Robertson.
Vance.
So Hudick at third with just one out. And Lane Vance, the number 2 hitter, has a chance to put the Vikings on the board.
Vance got out to the third baseman first time up. He flares this one a mile high in the sky. Moore out of his stance, trying to find it and can't.
Ball drops harmlessly for a strike. That's one of those when it's that straight up in the air, and especially with the wind like it is today, that ball moves a lot on the way down.
So Deegan just could not locate it. Tough play for him.
Tough play for a catcher, yeah. It might have been better had he allowed the third baseman to come on down and take that.
It's usually what you'd like to see, have Riggle call him off. But with these hazy skies.
Bad hop. Wow,
the Vikings take the lead here. It's the second time we've seen that tonight.
Apparently there's a little bit of a lip on the infield out there, and it catches that and shoots the ball up in the air.
Take a second look on our Maumee Bay Danny's Cafe replay. I'll slow it down here.
Bulger.
Just an impossible play for Parker Weithman, and that'll be an RBI single for Vance.
I've got to believe they're going to. They haven't flashed anything up yet, but I think they've got to give that a hit. They did the other one, and that if anything, that one was worse.
This one escapes. Vance heading over to second, makes a big turn. He'll settle there.
Yes, that was in the dirt, so probably have to call that a wild pitch.
Wintersteller with a couple balls here to start off Bryce Bolger. And he dials that one in there for a strike. Bolger walks his first time up. Takes this one for a ride. It's driving.
As we said, big outfield.
Carson Rader with the catch. And the throw will keep the runner at third.
Second base.
But Evergreen threatening
Chris
here now.
Schrader.
After Bolger advances. Vance over to the third base bag. Chris Schrader now with a chance to drive in another run.
Cleanup hitter. At the knees, strike one.
Schrader struck out his first time up. Lays off of this one. Tails away from the righty. Vance a mini lead off of third. And back-to-back pitches outside the zone here for Wintersteller. 2-1, popped out.
Took a hefty cut at that one, fouled it back.
The pitch, striped, and that, again, out of play, first base side.
Almost a cue shot. It looked like he hit right off the end of the bat, and it just kind of squirted out to toward the first base dugout.
Got him swinging. Strikeout number 2 on the afternoon for Van. So the Eagles get the out. They'll be back up to bat here coming up, bottom 3.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
Carson Rader will lead off the bottom half of the third inning here, the number 9 hitter for the Eagles. Big pop. Play made by Rafferty.
Nice play. He was almost to his dugout on the first base side and was able to reach out and catch that. Not easy to do with a catcher's mitt.
Shortstop.
So flips his lid, comes out, and able to get the leadoff hitter Raider out. Quick start to the frame here for the Vikes.
That's what we were talking about in the pregame, answering runs.
Weithman stripes that one. Play is made by the second baseman, Schrader, with the throw over to first. 2 down.
Hit that ball hard, but right at the second baseman.
The catcher, Deegan Moore.
So just a couple of pitches here in the inning for Nolan Hudick, and making quick work here of the Eagles. And Deegan Moore, who struck out his first time up back in the first, looking to have a more successful second AB. Does get ahead. Hitters count here 2-0. Way upstairs on the third story. Ball 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Rafferty had to reach up.
No green light here and misfires anyways, so take your base, and with 2 down, now the Eagles put a man over on first.
The pitcher, Van Wintersteller.
Be interesting to see if Moore is running here. Again, as we mentioned, he was second in the N10 in stolen bases, so with 2 out, might be worth a gamble.
Second at bat for Wintersteller, hit into a fielder's choice first time up tonight. And now 5 consecutive balls out of the right hand of Nolan Hudick. Moore, he's taken off for second, up out of his stance. Rafferty throws it down, it's in time.
Wow, what a throw. What a throw, right on the bag.
Right where it needed to be to end the threat. So the Eagles get a man on board with 2 down. They do nothing else. Vikings looking to add to their 1-0 lead after a quick commercial timeout.
And with that, the 2023 season comes to an end. Good night.
Welcome back to Hamler, Ohio. You're enjoying live and free regional baseball thanks to our friends at Burkhart Farm Center, farmers serving farmers. Wellspring Custom Pharmacy and Health Source, helping you choose effective vitamins and supplements. They can prepare custom meds for you as prescribed by your healthcare provider or even your veterinarian to help manage hormone balance, mouth soreness, pain, autoimmune conditions, and much more. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespan. Maumee Bay Turf Center and Danny's Cafe, your trusted source for turf systems and premier sports bar in Rossford. Big thank yous to everybody combining to bring the coverage to you. Never a nickel out of your pocket. Enjoying the action here on the OH Report. Also in collaboration with our friend Dan Messerschmidt from Crawford County Now.
Yeah, free is always good, right?
I don't care what business you're in, Dan. Free works.
Blake Booker.
For the consumer. for the consumer. And that's why we're here, guys. I will jump into the comment section, see what you guys are up to out there. Make sure that you let me know where you're watching from, who you are cheering for tonight. And I will read your comments over air. Probably just keep the action here in between the top half and bottom half of the innings. Winter Stellar having a little bit of command issues right now, but he's able to zip that one in for strike one. Kind of a sidearm throw here for Van. Long run, and it's into the
Oh, what a
mid.
nice running catch by Nate McCartney.
Gorgeous out. Show it to you one more time.
Third baseman, Troy.
Yeah, he had to come a long way for this one, and it's just really tough to pick up on the ball right now in the hazy sky. As we've saw on a couple different occasions today on the big pop-ups. This one drilled into the gap.
Into the gap, yes.
That'll go for multiple bases.
Yep. He looks like he'll cruise into second. Well, closer than we thought. Parker Weithman took the cutoff throw and tossed it over to Metzger at second, and
Right fielder, John.
Mans was
Herdman.
just in under the tag.
Put that one exactly where it needed to be, in between the two outfielders and left and center.
And as we mentioned, it's a big outfield. A lot of room to cover out there for the outfielders. The balls in the gap are going to be difficult.
So now John Herdman up. Single to center. First time we saw him in the batter's box tonight. Takes a ball and now a strike. Winter Stellar breaks that one outside. Herman showing bunt. Looked like he was trying to sacrifice it out here. Try to get Mans over to third.
He did get a hit the first time up as well, so interesting. They're trying to play small ball with him.
One did look a little low, but the umpire calls it a strike.
Yep.
Oh, 2-2.
There's another hit by Herdman to right field. And no play. Well, they did throw home, but it was way too late. And Mans cruises around to score.
So it's an RBI single. That gentleman right there now 2 for 2, John Herdman.
Left fielder,
Show you the hit.
Austin Burkhart.
Just slices this one out over the head of Nate McCartney. That allows Mans to come in to score. Back-to-back innings now with a run here for Evergreen. Lane Vance with the RBI single last inning. Herdman with one here. Now this is Burkhart. Hit one hard at the shortstop his first time up. Weithman made the play to get him out. This time it's at the third baseman, but it's underneath the mid of Grady Riggle.
Just out of his reach.
Back-to-back hits now for Evergreen.
They have their hitting shoes on this inning. 3 straight hits.
Nolan Hudick.
Now Hudick out of the number 9 spot. He got on via an error, came around, scored the first run of the game, and wild pitch. And it looks
They're
like
going to try to score. No. Yes, it was a bad throw by Deegan Moore back to the pitcher, who actually Winterstiller didn't do a great job of covering the plate there. He was still halfway between the mound and the plate. And, in fact, the Evergreen runner Herdman was stopping. He looked like he was going to go back to third, and once the throw was made poorly, he was able to score.
So here it is. Runners come around, and then, yep. And then they come in to score off of the poor throw.
And they did assess Deegan Moore an error there, allowing the runner to score. So it was a wild pitch to allow the two runners to advance. And then when Herdman came around third, Deegan Moore scrambled. He lost the ball at first, and once he found it, he turned around and flipped it and just lobbed it up in the air and allowed Herdman to score easily.
So the Eagles allowing a pair of runs here in the fourth inning after giving up the first run of the game back in the third. And off of the E2, it's now 3-0. Vikings out in front. See if things calm down a little bit here for Van Wintersteller after the mound visit. Another piece.
That took a little tricky hop too, but Weithman was able to stay with that one and recorded the out.
Center fielder, Colton
Does
Robertson.
move the runner over to third. You're right, though, Weithman. Dude, he has had some crazy luck. Look at this one. Takes kind of a wicked hop.
I'm pretty sure that those two that bounced over his shoulder hit the lip of the infield grass and kicked it up in the air. Now this one, he got it on the grass, and it still took a kind of a goofy little hop.
Here's a Robertson. Second plate appearance in as many innings. 0 for 2 so far today. Drills this one. Should be an easy play to make, though, for Metzger. The throw to first. And the Eagles give up a couple of runs. They limit the damage at that. They'll try to strike back. Due up coming up in the bottom half of the fourth. Wintersteller, McCartney, and Zizzo.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
Bottom of the fourth inning on the way here. Colonel Crawford up to bat. And a lot of Eagles fans out there watching live and free, including Carrie Webb Carpenter. The Crawford County Chamber of Commerce tuning in today says, "Go Nate." Jane Browsey cheering on the Eagles, as is Cassie Grau. Christine Smith says, "Let's go Eagles." Sherry Huber-Holt also supporting the Eagles. Melly Kay, Melissa Press-Miller, Sarah Frazier, Karen Scott, Karen Smotherman, kind of all have the exact same quote going on, just everyone cheering on the Eagles today. Appreciate everybody out there watching live on 4 different Facebook pages and also YouTube Channel 1, where Brittany Agin says hi. Hey, Brittany. And Zachary Wyrick cheering on the Eagles. This is Wintersteller. Second plate appearance tonight. Hit into a fielder's choice, his first at bat. Hit into a fielder's choice, his first at bat. Now it's a 1-1 count.
Wintersteller was at bat when Deegan Moore was thrown out to end the last inning.
Big kick. Looping breaking ball, but just misses.
Must have been outside.
Down in the zone here. Hitters count coming up for Winterstellar. Looking to get the leadoff man aboard. And the Eagles are able to do so. So Van heads over to first.
Nate McCartney.
Just the second walk issued this afternoon by Nolan Hudick. This the number 4 hitter, Nate McCartney, getting his first crack at Hudick. Tough call right there. 0-2 now the count. Hit Gerald Parrott Field, Hamler, Ohio, the site for this Division 6 regional. First year of the expanded divisions. And up in the zone, triple hopper. Underhand over to second, and they get the double play.
Oh, my goodness. What a play. Because that went off the pitcher's glove. And the shortstop still was able to shovel it over to second and back to first for the double play.
Here it is, the second look on our Maumee Bay turf. Danny's of Rossford. Look at this. Just a great underhand shovel play. Bolger over to Schrader, and then the dime over to first base. Vance snatches it. 2 down now. Zizzo swinging at this first pitch. Struck out back in the second to lead off the inning. Leaves this one outside. Zizzo's got 23 hits so far this year. Looking for number 24, bending away from the center fielder, but he lays out.
What a great grab.
Phenomenal catch. Goodness gracious, the defense.
Took that off the top of the grass.
So Robertson with the Superman full extension after the double play, in the Vikings with some momentum as we head to the 5th.
Being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
We have played for the Vikings with 3 runs so far up to this point. A couple of them coming in the last inning.
First baseman.
They'll hope to add on to that here.
Talked about how important it is to answer runs, and Colonel Crawford has not done that.
This one taken on the fly, and a nice throw over to first base. Grady Riggle gets the first out of the frame.
That's a welcome sight for Van Winterstellar.
Rice.
1 pitch, 1 out.
Bulger.
It's a solid play with the scoop up there by Riggle. Excellent throw over to McCartney to get the first out. Now we've got ball 1 dialed in here. This is Bryce Bolger, shortstop, part of that fantastic double play the previous inning. Gives this one a ride to center. Way back for the catch. Gabe Stratton.
That ball probably traveled 300 plus 330 feet.
Chris Schrader.
A long out.
But the Eagles put 2 down. And now they get to Schrader, who's accounted for the only 2 strikeouts tonight for Van Wintersteller. Nice pitch outside corner. Leaves this one inside. Ball 2. Schrader with a chopper, 2-hopper, and it's underneath the mitt. Might be an error here on Riggle, who made the fantastic play to start off the frame.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to charge an error there because that was definitely, yep, they flashed it up there.
The designated hitter, Blake Booker.
3rd error of the afternoon here for the Eagles. Evergreen has yet to commit one. And we've got a pickle out on the base pass. Bad throw, and how about this? All the way over to third base. That's where Schrader ends up. Show you what happened here.
So he's safe on an error, and then he's gets to advance 2 bases on an error from the pitcher, trying to pick him off.
So it's just a bad throw from Wintersteller. Bounces back with a strike. Just needs one more out to try to get out of some trouble here. With Blake Boucher up at the dish.
One and one the count. Booker bats for, as he's the designated hitter for the catcher Rafferty.
Eagles not utilizing a DH today.
No, they're not. They didn't. The games I saw them play, they did not use that. Don't know that they never did during the year, but in the postseason, no.
So they're rolling with their dudes out here. They're starting 9 as this one fading into the boundary, and a long run for the catch. McCartney puts him out. We'll keep the action here. For your 5th inning stretch. So Dan, we're able bodies. If you can just get up for a minute here, we're gonna get stretched out.
This is our 5th inning stretch.
Yes, sir. Got to loosen out the hips a little bit. Take a look at the numbers, and you don't love them for the Eagles. That 4 spot in the error column.
Yes.
I mean, pretty detrimental at this point.
Yes.
Evergreen has yet to commit an error.
And
5 hits.
They've had a couple of bad bounces too, with the balls that went over the shortstop's shoulder. But yeah, it's been not the tight defense we've seen them playing up till now.
Yeah, both of these teams coming into today in the tournament, they have been fantastic. Take a look at the Eagles. 10-0 win over Mansfield Christian. They hold Crestview on their home turf. 10-5 the win there, and then 7-1 over Western Reserve. And on the flip side, Gibsonburg, the number 1 seed in the district final. Evergreen took care of them 10-6, shut out Huron, the 2 seed, 9-0 after a 10-0 shortened game in the sectional championship against Northwood. So Evergreen, 14 wins on the season, 3 of them coming in this playoff run that they've been on so far, Dan, and really starting to catch some fire, man. This is a team that seems like they're playing with a lot of confidence.
Yes, and as we mentioned, the difference, I think, between the two today, at least, is the defense. Their defense has been really spectacular, whereas Colonel Crawford's had a few boo-boos.
That's the perfect way to put what we've seen from them. So it's the bottom half of the fifth now. Vikings strand one on third, top half of the frame. Eagles needing to get to work. Here's Riggle. Rips this one past the third baseman. He'll get aboard with a lead
just inside
on.
the bag, yes. Left fielder over quickly to pick it up, so he's held to a single.
Second baseman, Evan Metzger.
Metzger coming up. Show you that nice piece of hitting one more time. Just inside the bag, as Dan mentioned. And the Eagles in business here. Evan Metzger on the way into the batter's box and leaves this one up on about the four-story Rafferty.
That
Had
was
to
way
wait
up,
for
yes. Yep.
Metzger struck out looking his first at bat. Shows bunt and obviously has to hold up on that. Winner today moves on. They'll play Eastmore in the championship game. An 8-0 winner in the first regional semifinal here today over Marion Local. No hitter as well in that game.
Yeah, that's what you said. We didn't get here that until that game was over.
Another pitch outside the zone. 3-1 Eagles already with a man over on first. That's Riggle. Metzger looking to provide an additional base runner. Swings at this one a little bit low and he golfs it out of here.
Let's go, anything close.
Key pitch coming up here for Colonel Crawford. Looking to match some of the momentum the Vikings have been able to produce the last couple of frames, and he'll keep the AB alive.
Fouled back. Metzger took a called third strike his first time up, so I would suggest he won't do that a second time.
Metzger, 23rd game he's appeared in this season. Not a lot behind this one. They'll try to turn two, but it's beat out.
That ball was just hit too slowly. By the time the shortstop was able to feel it, he was able to get the runner at second, but that was it.
Center fielder.
So Metzger over to first via the fielder's choice. Just a little dribbler. Riggle almost even got in there safe.
That grass looks pretty thick too, and you hit it into that, a slow chopper into that grass, it's not going anywhere.
The lefty Gabe Stratton now. Big cut here, comes up empty. Stratton 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Hitting 8th in the lineup today. Raiders on deck.
Called strike two.
Got him those red, white, and blue gloves coming off Memorial Day week. And that one way upstairs. One-two count now. Metzger, mini lead off of first. And got him swinging. No chance to catch up to the heater.
Well, season stats bear it out.
Right fielder.
Hudick was a strikeout pitcher during the year, and he's done a pretty good job today.
It's his 4th collected K here this afternoon. Puts him at approximately 50, halfway to 100 on the season. It's Carson Rader now. also 0 for 1 today. Weithman now on deck. Couple down after the leadoff single to start things off from Grady Riggle. Eagles starting to fizzle out a bit.
Metzger had worked the count full before he grounded into his fielder's choice.
Righty on righty matchup. This one obviously drifts foul. This will be the second time through the order for Nolan Hudick, trying to collect his 6th victory of the season. This one popped up and make its way out of play. Pretty decent crowd on hand here for both communities. Not nearly as far of a drive for the Vikings, but they are basically up on the Michigan border. A little west of Toledo for my geography mates out there. Most of you well aware, Colonel Crawford out of Crawford County. Just outside Bucyrus. 2-2 pitch. That gets away. And the Eagles now have a runner in scoring position as Metzger slides in.
Wild pitch.
So a fully loaded count. Hudick with the payoff pitch. Got him. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. And the Vikings will carry a 3-run lead into the 6th.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
Van Wintersteller still on the bump here. Top 6 on the way from Gerald Parrott Fields here in Hamler, Ohio. Patrick Henry High School. And a quick hello to Mark McGrath. Van Wintersteller's great uncle is watching from New York, cheering on the Eagles today. Also calls himself a versatile vocalist. Dan, how good of a singer are you?
I guess that depends. In the shower, I'm pretty good. Outside, I'm not sure what what the analysis would be.
Okay. So when you're judging yourself, it's not bad?
No, exactly. And with the echo in the shower, it sounds good.
Good acoustics for sure.
Yes.
Lead off the inning here for Evergreen, Troy Mance. Fresh off a double in the 4th. Eagles fans wanted to see that called strike. Of course. Like to see that on every pitch. This one dips below out of the zone. Back-to-back balls now. This man steps back in. And leaves this one alone as well. So 3 consecutive off target now for Wintersteller. Catches the outside portion of the plate. We've got a full count pitch coming up. Striped through the 5-hole. Weithman can't handle it, and he will be aboard.
I'm going to say that was an error. I think Weithman, having had this happen to him before, was expecting a bad bounce, and it just went right through the wicket.
So here it is. We'll slow it down for you folks. Yeah, he kind of got up on his toes a little bit early there.
Yeah, I think he was anticipating a bad hop, and it just never happened.
That will indeed be the 5th error on the Eagles today, as this is a perfectly laid down bunt. And the throw to third's in time.
Wow.
So the Eagles turn a double play, 2 here, and all of a sudden nobody's aboard for the Vikings. Coach is going to argue.
You won't see that double play made every day.
Austin, Burkhart.
No, that's a rarity. Chris Owens didn't like the call at third, but I think the replay shows that probably the right play.
He was out.
So they get Herdman at first. They catch Mans over at third.
Yep, so the play went 1-3 on Herdman.
And now Weithman, after a little stumble, throws it in low, but the grab snared by McCartney to end the frame. Amusing stuff here defensively for the Eagles. They've got the top of the order due up when we come back, bottom 6.
Being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
Top of the order coming up here for Colonel Crawford. Looking to keep their season alive. Eagles trailing 3-0. They are down to their final 6 outs. But Parker Weithman looking to set the table here. Their leadoff hitter, who is 1 for 2 so far this afternoon. Waits on this one. One hopper. Taken on the fly by Bulger. And it's 1 pitch, 1 out.
As they say, Colonel Crawford running out of outs now.
1 more in the books. Just 5 remaining to their name. Jordan Oliver's club looking to get above 500 for the first time in a while. 13-13 on the year is this one. Taken by Colton Robertson. And we know what kind of speed he possesses. Second nice catch we've seen out of the center fielder.
Yeah, I don't think they want to hit it at Colton Robertson.
Pitcher.
Spotlight him tonight for a reason. He's a 3-sport star for Evergreen. Big-time member of the football team. And those are 2 fast outs. Only 2 pitches so far here in the inning. That's the 3rd from the right hand of Hudick. Two balls, no strikes here on Winterstellar. And a quick score update for you guys in the bottom of the 4th. We've got Rusi on top of Mohawk. Another N10 team looking to avoid getting knocked out of the tournament today. We already saw Upper Sandusky go down at the hands of Sandusky Perkins. Eagles in danger here of being the 2nd added to that list. And Mohawk Lady Warriors as well. So the N10 dropping like flies today, Dan.
Yep.
On the ground, 3 hopper. The throw, stretch. Wow, nearly doing the splits. Show it to you one more time. I mean, this is just crazy athleticism from Lane Vance. Pretty nice throw as well from Bolger. And that's how the Eagles go down. Just 3 outs remain for them.
Being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
Final scheduled inning here from Patrick Henry High School in this D6 regional semifinal game, and Colonel Crawford trailing by 3. Just 3 outs remaining for them. We'll see if they can keep the deficit as 3 with the Vikings coming up to bat here. 2 up for them here in the frame. Hudick, the number 9 hitter. Then they'll head back to the top with Robertson and Vance. Winterstellar remains on the bump here for the Eagles. Sends that one in down the pipe for strike 1. In on the hands. And this one just trickles down the first base side. The 0-2 on the way from Winterstellar. Got him chasing well down in the zone, but he's able to slice that one foul.
Like some kind of an off-speed pitch. Had him way out in front with 2 strikes. Hudick didn't want to take a chance.
Pitcher-on-pitcher matchup. 3rd time we've seen this so far this afternoon. Hudick 0 for 2 today. Did reach on an E5 back in the 3rd. And he's now worked the count. 2-2. Ooh. And hit square in the back. So from an 0-2 hole over to first base for Hudick.
Center fielder.
We could hear the thump even with our headsets on. He took one right in the back.
Certainly not what Winterstellar would have wanted.
No.
but it does now get the force over at second. Weithman's had to deal with a few crazy hops, though, today.
And I'm sure Evergreen would like nothing more than to get an insurance run here.
Got the right guy at the dish to try to command that happens. Colton Robertson, though he is 0 for 3 so far this afternoon. And pops that one back over the fans in the green shirts.
But he has certainly done his part defensively.
Yeah, had the Superman diving catch. Made a couple of other nice plays as well in center field. And swinging at this one up around the chin.
He is, those pitches are so far inside, he's turning on them and actually following them back over his right shoulder, which is that's a difficult thing to do.
The 1-2 from Wintersteller, belted, and that'll be a base hit.
Just under Metzger's glove. Udick stops at second.
And Colton with his first base hit of the night. It's a single. Runners now on first and second for the Vikes.
Lane Vance.
Lane Vance up now. He has a hit in 3 tries. Also grounded to third twice. So we'll see how they play this. Nobody out, 2 on. He took a bunt at it and missed it. So apparently are playing small ball, maybe just wanting that 1 run to pad the lead.
Be a great insurance policy to have. You feel pretty good about the 3-run lead, but not fantastic. As this one's popped up. So 2 bunt attempts, neither of them very satisfying here for Vance.
One he missed totally and the other one fouled off. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with the 0-2 pitch. I would imagine he'll now be swinging away.
Nice short stance, really bends his knees. So they get that in, trying to keep an eye on Hudick on second.
Throw back to second was not in time. Good throw, but he was back.
Pitch dips away from the hitter for ball 1.
Vance thought about it. He checked his swing.
6 hits for Evergreen today. 197 of them so far on the season. The 1-2. Chopper up around the nose.
Nose foul.
Again swinging at one that's up on the second story. A mile high. Called for and caught by McCartney.
The shortstop, Bryce Bulger.
That brings up Bulger.
Was a huge out there for Wintersteller. But he's still got to wade, kind of tiptoe through the minefield here.
Bulger's 0 for 2, worked a walk back in the first inning. Out of the stretch. Bullet just misses outside.
He's facing at least 3 and 4, barring a double play.
Bends that one out of the zone as well. So after a first pitch strike, it's now a 2-1 count. And missing the target for a third consecutive pitch. Wintersteller will load up the bags.
That was close. Even Bulger.
He waited.
he checked, yeah. He ain't got the call. Ball 4.
Second baseman, Chris Schrader.
Loads the bases with 1 out.
Third walk issued tonight by Van Wintersteller. In a bases-loaded situation here for Schrader, normally a reliable hitter. Struck out twice tonight. And everybody panicking getting out of the way there.
Another one into the stands, the Evergreen fans. Again, no one injured.
If this was an MLB game, there would be a lot of souvenirs back there in Evergreen country.
Yes.
Wintersteller with the big kick, sends in. Third base side, they'll get the force at home.
So 5-2 on the out.
Eagles do get the second out. Able to get Schrader again.
He's on first with a fielder's choice now.
But 0 for 4.
Booker is going to have to do the job for Evergreen if they're going to get that insurance run.
Designated hitter, Blake Booker.
Well, Booker's the DH, so this is what he's been put into the lineup for. Moments like these.
It's a tough play. It's a tough play, and they're not going to get him. It was a slow roller in between the pitcher, the first baseman, and the second baseman, Metzger, and Metzger fielded it and flipped to first, but it was not in time. So
third baseman,
Booker with an infield single.
Extends the lead out to 4 now for the Vikings. Just a tough play to make here. Too far to charge for the second baseman. Can't come off the bag, of course, if you're McCartney. And the bags remain filled.
Yeah, once it got by Wintersteller, you could tell that it was going to be a really difficult play.
Nice stab at it behind the plate here for Deegan Moore. Avoid a potential break towards home for Bulger, who's standing on third.
Yep.
This one slapped that way foul.
If balls get away here from the catcher, lots of foul territory, and those runners will be moving.
Wintersteller looking to shut down the offense. And this is going to get through.
Another base hit.
One will score the throw
to the
towards
plate,
home.
But not in time. It was offline. It was offline, and it was there in time, I believe, but it just was. Deegan Moore had to go across his body into the right-handed batter's box, and Schrader was able to slide in behind him.
2 RBI single for Troy Mans.
Right fielder.
And
John
more than just
Bergman.
an insurance run here, doubling the fun. The Vikings now with a 6th spot on the board. And they've nearly batted through the lineup. John Herdman coming up. 8th hitter this inning, and he'll be the last. Eagles gonna have to pull off something miraculous. Down by 6, 3 outs to go. See if they can get it done when we come back. Bottom 7 on the way.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
bottom of the 7th, Colonel Crawford looking to make up 6 runs with 3 outs. They're going to try to do it here with their first baseman, Nate McCartney, starting things off. Joe Zizzo's on deck, Riggle in the hole. Eagles have produced just 3 hits so far today. Looking for some late inning magic. Slaps that one straight back, so he was on it.
McCartney, the victim of a great double play that the Vikings turned back in the 4th inning.
Here he is, the 1-1 pitch. Right where it needs to be. Called second strike.
I'd say the home plate umpire's been fairly consistent today. Not a lot of chirping from either dugout.
McCartney really reaches out for that one. And it's taken by Vance. Steps on first. 1 down.
Left fielder, Joe Zizzo.
So that'll bring up Zizzo now. He's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. It's kind of the case for everybody in the Crawford lineup, with the exception of Riggle, who's on deck.
With only 3 hits, and Riggle has 2 of them. Yeah, there was a leadoff hit by Parker Weithman.
This will get a runner on first base outside of the diving range there of Schrader. And the Eagles get a single here.
Yep. Once that got by the mound, it was just a bouncer right up the middle, and neither the second baseman nor the shortstop could range over there.
Basically went right back at Hudick.
Yep.
Third baseman.
Didn't want to take one off of the shin.
Riggle.
So the 4th hit for the Eagles. And now Riggle, who you mentioned, is 2 for 2. Couple singles so far tonight. Fires at that first offering. Flares it straight back. Do want to invite everybody to hang around for our post-game show presented by Burkhart Farm Center. Also have an interview with our Avita Home Health and Hospice most valuable players. So drop me some comments. Let me know who you think has been worthy so far today of being our player of the game. And you will hear from them, get their perspective at the conclusion of this contest. Two straight balls now fired in there to Grady Riggle. Each of his hits have gone down the third base side. Zizzo taking off for second. Hit and run is on, but that's pulled foul. Breaking ball lifted, left field. Running that way is Burkhart, and he's got the catch over in foul territory. I know, kind of hard to see with the fence. Take my word for it. 2 outs. First time they've been able to get Grady Riggle out today.
Evan Metzger.
And now the season remaining alive rests on the shoulders of Evan Metzger. Righty's got a strikeout, hit into a fielder's choice. And that one punched in there for a first pitch strike from Nolan Hudick.
Hudick's done a nice job, and his defense behind him has been errorless, stellar defense.
We'll get him to pop up. Just one more strike, all the Vikings would need. Trying to punch their ticket into the Elite Eight. Here comes the pitch outside.
Should be a really good game with Elmwood tomorrow. Elmwood with a no-hitter today in the first game.
And a potential for a shutout here, but the Eagles threatening now with 2 men aboard. So a pair of singles, first time all night. They've had multiple hits in an inning.
Evan Metzger does his part, keep the game alive.
Just reaches down for it, right up the middle. Second base hit for the Eagles here in the 7th.
Coach Jordan Oliver,
Center fielder.
going with his
Gabe Stratton.
Ironman 5 or 9. He's not bringing in pitch hitters even in the bottom of the lineup here.
This one too tall for the lefty.
This magnifies the 3 runs that Evergreen got in the top of the inning.
Unquestionably. Yeah, I think the Eagles probably feeling pretty good if they were going in down 3-0, but they're able to pop them up and in and out of the glove.
Tough play again for the catcher. First baseman had a long run. Catcher had the shortest distance there, but it was just, as we said, the wind blowing, the ball's tailing away from him.
And I think especially, I mean, don't adjust whatever device you're watching on. The hazy sky, that's what it looks like out here.
Yes, yes.
Tough to pick up the ball. 1-1 pitch, roped, but it's foul.
Well, that smoke from the fire in Canada is a real thing. Some people in some states have been advised to stay indoors.
Wow. Yeah, we're catching the brunt here in Ohio. Big lead for Metzger off a second. Kind of retaliates a bit after Hudick stepped off. 1-2 pitch. Outside portion of the plate. Strike 3 called, and the Vikings have done it. Evergreen moving on into the Elite Eight. They'll play for a regional championship coming up back here at Patrick Henry tomorrow. We'll step aside. When we return, we'll have an interview with your MVP. Dan and I will break down the stats, give a little bit of analysis, and then close up shop here from Patrick Henry High School. Live and free regional baseball returns in just a couple minutes. Stay right there. Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
This is our in-body machine, so you're going to see what you're made of, how much muscle you have, how much fat you have, what type of fat, where is the muscle, where is the fat, and then also super important, how much water do you have and where is the water? Is it inside of your cell or outside of your cell? So the in-body is a super quick process. You get all of this information in about 5 minutes. You just stand on the scale, you hold on to some handles, it sends electrical impulses through your body, nothing you feel, and this prints out immediately. So you'll leave with a piece of paper with all of your results on it, and it will also send it to your phone. We also spend a couple minutes helping you interpret your results so that you can learn what they mean. So you'll leave with a lot of information. It only costs $40. You can get online and sign up for an appointment, or you can call in and make an appointment today.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
We welcome you back to Patrick Henry High School for your Burkhart Farm Center post-game show. 6-0, the Vikings of Evergreen. They punched their ticket into the Elite Eight. They are moving on. They will play Elmwood, who knocked off Maria Stein Marion Local earlier today in a no-hitter performance. 8-0. They advanced. So that will be the next game for the Vikings coming up right back here tomorrow in the regional championship round. Here's the final numbers of the game. You see the Vikings 8 hits to produce those 6 runs, and they also capitalized on 5 Colonel Crawford errors. So the Eagles really had a tough time out in the field, a couple of really tough bounces and some radical plays for Parker Weithman at shortstop that normally he would make. Just tough circumstances today, just all the way around. Just a few different weird plays out in the field that allowed Evergreen to put that 6th spot up on the board. And as mentioned, they'll be back in action tomorrow in the regional championship. And for Colonel Crawford, their season comes to a close. 13-14 overall. A bit up and down, obviously, when you look at the record throughout the year for the Eagles. Finishing 6-8 in the Northern 10. And this is a team that they just never really generated a ton of momentum throughout the year, and I think maybe the weather had a lot to do with that. Rained out on several occasions. Never won more than a couple of games in a row until they got here into the tournament action, where they were able to piece together a few victories to get into this regional round. So I think the Eagles perhaps exceeding their own expectations when it came to what they were going to do in the tournament. Because, yeah, 2 wins was their longest win streak during the regular campaign. And then here they are on the doorstep of the Elite 8. So Colonel Crawford with a pretty good season when you look at where they ended, getting to the second to last weekend of the year. But their season does come to a close at the hands of the Evergreen Vikings, who are starting to get hot here at the right time. We're going to take one more commercial timeout. When we come back, you are going to hear from your MVP of the game, Nolan Hudick, as well as the head coach of Evergreen, Chris Owens. They will both join me here live on air, and then we will shut down the show, let you know what's coming up live and free on the OH Report tomorrow. So keep it there. Our post-game coverage continues from Patrick Henry right after this.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
This is our in-body machine, so you're gonna see what you're made of, how much muscle you have, how much fat you have, what type of fat, where is the muscle, where is the fat, and then also super important, how much water do you have and where is the water? Is it inside of your cell or outside of your cell? So the in-body is a super quick process. You get all of this information in about 5 minutes. You just stand on the scale, you hold on to some handles, it sends electrical impulses through your body, nothing you feel, and this prints out immediately. So you'll leave with a piece of paper with all of your results on it, and it will also send it to your phone. We also spend a couple minutes helping you interpret your results so that you can learn what they mean. So you'll leave with a lot of information. It only costs $40. You can get online and sign up for an appointment, or you can call in and make an appointment today.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
We return with our player of the game presented by Avita Home Health and Hospice. You're looking at Nolan Hudick right here, who is moving on, man, to the Elite Eight, buddy. So congratulations on that and your performance here today. Getting the shutout, you guys have been playing some awesome defense here on the tournament trail. Just how good does it know that you have the defense to back you up, and then, of course, you had your own good things going on from the bump?
I'm just really proud of my defense out there today. They did a great job backing me up and made huge plays when it counted.
This team seems like you're hitting your stride at the right time here during the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Describe your season to me, and to get to this point, how has it gone so far?
Well, overall, our season has been, I would say average. But then towards the end, for league games, we won huge games that advanced us, and we won a league championship. And then these past few games for the postseason, our defense has been really solid, making huge plays. Again, and our offense has been there, and very consistent, and hitting the ball and getting on base. And then pitching, we're back and throw.
Definitely seems like you guys are hitting your stride at the right moment here. How much confidence did it give you winning that game at the end of the season to clinch a portion of the league championship?
Huge.
So that was big time for you, propelling you now into a game coming up tomorrow. So playing on back-to-back days. With all the rain that we've had this season, that's been kind of unusual. So what do you think you guys will do tonight to ensure that you are ready for a big game tomorrow?
Well, we're going to enjoy this win, but when it's midnight, it resets, and we're gonna get back to work for this big game tomorrow.
Who do you guys anticipate being on the mound? I know that's coach's decision, but because you got a few pretty good arms, I noticed.
Yeah.
So you'll go with who?
Number one. Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. So what does it take to move on to state Final Four? What does this team and the Vikings need to accomplish tomorrow to make sure that you're moving on to Akron?
We just our offense has to be on point again, just making big plays on offense, and defense has to be all around solid tomorrow, like it was today, making huge plays when it really counted. And our pitcher just needs to throw strikes because our defense will back them up.
Well, it certainly happened for you here tonight. Did your thing, too, with 6 strikeouts. You're over 50 now for the season. So congratulations on a big win and for being our player of the game. We have a tradition here on the OH Report. Before we turn you loose to go celebrate with your fans, if you want to look right in that camera and just shout out anybody that you want.
Shout out anybody?
Anybody, baby.
I want to shout out God.
We're just leaving it right there with the man upstairs?
Yeah.
All right. Nolan Hudick, your MVP, thanking God for a big performance. Hey, congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
Our post-game coverage continues here in Hamler, Ohio, where I have now got the winning coach hanging out with me. Got Chris Owens. It just seems like this team's starting to catch fire at the right time, man. So just talking to Nolan, he said you win a conference championship. That gave him a lot of confidence, I think, as a group moving into the playoffs. Describe it through your eyes and kind of the ups and downs of the season to get to this point where you're right on the verge of moving on to Akron.
Sure, we knew our basketball team had a successful season. And being a first-year coach, we didn't really know what we had. And we kind of had to watch who our players were during the basketball season to see where our athletes were. We kind of figured through our winter workouts that we would be playing our best baseball probably early May and about this time. And it's kind of coming to fruition at this point.
I saw that you got a lot of live arms that you're able to throw out there. Nolan, exceptional here tonight. 6 strikeouts in a shutout performance. So what can you say, not about just him, but obviously the defense backing him up? There were some fantastic plays. Your center fielder laying out, Robertson, that was great. But just overall, the team to back up the defense, just your thoughts on that.
Sure. We put a lot of pride in our defense. We tell our pitchers, you get on base, you're good at this game if you're 3 out of 10 as a hitter. So we tell our pitchers to pound the zone and trust our defense. And it's kind of just as you see it come to play today, just get us a ground ball and put the ball in play. Don't walk. We're going to make the plays and get you out of it.
Well, you're right on the cuffs of maybe punching your ticket to Akron. Back-to-back games has not happened for very many teams that I've covered this year, so to have to get prepared mentally for a game tomorrow in that big of a scenario, what are you going to ask your guys to do tonight?
Sure, all season, that's we always say, enjoy this till midnight. Tomorrow's a new day, and that's kind of what we've just ran with that all year. And unfortunately for me, I won't be going to bed at midnight tonight. I'm going to figure out what Elmwood is. That's a successful program, and we're really going to have to put some work in tonight to figure out what they do to make them so good. But I'm confident with the team we're going to put out there tomorrow is going to give us the best shot to win tomorrow.
Yeah, we saw Elmwood today, a no-hitter in a victory over Maria Stein Marion Local, so they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. But from what I saw from your guys today, they'll certainly be up for the challenge, Coach. So appreciate you coming over here, giving us some time, and best of luck tomorrow, man.
Appreciate you guys being out here and supporting us and putting us on TV, so thank you.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to be right back. We're going to close out the show. Stay right there.
And with that, the 2023 season comes to an end. Good night.
Final time back out here at Gerald Parrott Fields. in Hamler, Ohio. 6-0. The Vikings move on. Colonel Crawford's season comes to a close, and I've got Dan Messerschmidt back with me. And Dan, you had an opportunity to catch up with the Eagles staff here after the season just came to a close. But what did Coach have to say, and how did he kind of wrap up what they just went through over these last couple months?
He was very pleased. He said, the expectations weren't there because, they were young. And yet they accomplished something that, not a lot of teams there. They were in the final 16 teams in the state in Division 6. So he was very happy with that. He's got everybody coming back except Caden Bruner. And so the potential is there. But as he mentioned, potential can be dangerous too. So now you can kind of maybe put it in coast a little bit. They're going to have to work hard, and they could be back here next year.
What were his specific comments about tonight's game, and if he thought anything kind of where it got away from him?
It's sort of what we observed. He was very impressed with the Evergreen defense. He said they were just, didn't let anything get away from them. And then he mentioned the two bad hops on Parker's ball. That happens. No fault of Parker's. It just happens, and the ball doesn't bounce your way every time.
Well, Dan, pleasure being on the call with you here today. Evergreen, quick thoughts on them before I let you loose and just their potential going head-to-head with a really good Elmwood team tomorrow.
Haven't seen Elmwood, obviously, but they did have a no-hitter today and a shutout and also scored 8 runs. So that's the other thing you got to look at. Yeah, you're not going to see that guy tomorrow, but their offense still scored 8 runs. So can you hold that offense down? I think that's what the Evergreen coach is going to be looking at.
That is going to be the task for the Vikings. We will not have that coverage for you guys tomorrow as the Northern 10. Tough day. If Mohawk does not end up coming back today against Russia, we will lose all the baseball and softball teams out of that conference. But what a run it was for them to be able to get this many teams this far in the tournament.
Yeah, three baseball teams in the regionals and Team Mohawk in the state semifinals. So, it bodes well for the conference overall.
That's going to do it for us, though, here tonight, guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in live and free. You see all of those sponsors flashing across your screen. That is who brought you the coverage today. We could not do it without them, so big shout-outs to each and every one of them. Our camera lady, Jory Hollenbeck, also puts together the commercials. Dan Messerschmidt, my color commentator today. I am Brian Skowronski saying so long from Hamler. We'll see you tomorrow. Several live and free games coming up on the way. Bye, everybody.